Hello my friends and welcome to episode 20, the final episode on the industrial city. So basically in this episode I did a bunch of micromanagement, removed a few unnecessary services, reworked the sewage stuff and made two separate power and water systems for the different zones. There was a few issues along the way, but in the end I got it all working, but with no live gameplay material, so instead I bring you guys a small little montage here. Download link for the save is in the description and hopefully your eyes and ears will enjoy this piece of clip here. This has been Prost and thanks a lot for watching and making this awesome industrial city with me. I could not have made it without you guys, but enough rambling, here it goes. Alright, hello my friends, and hopefully you enjoyed that short little montage, clip, or whatever I'm supposed to call it. First of all, I thought about making the casual, I show you all the stuff and talk in the background, but somehow I felt as if I wanted to go in live and just have a look around in the map and talk a bit about everything here and why I've done some stuff in the way that it is and all that basically, because we all know this save here is not built in the most efficient or best way possible. It's mostly made to push the game limits a bit and have a bit of fun. Because you see, we have like 100,000 people living here. We're already at 10k cars and vehicles in use. So that's quite a lot. It would mean that if the city would hold a 150k citizens, we would be at the limit pretty much. Yeah, and that's quite fun actually to handle all those cars. And we have done a lot of changes here to get everything working and almost getting into a positive state of weekly income. In order to do that, we would have to just expand this here a little bit, and we could have probably gone into a positive state of weekly income. But to be honest, that doesn't matter way too much when you have such an unrealistic city like this. So let me start by explaining the overall idea behind this. I wanted to have a residential area down here in the left, basically where everyone lived, which would have and house everyone living in the city. Also, it would yield the highest land value in the entire city. To the right of this here you will have the commercial area where everyone would go shopping. They would travel there by train or by bus. In this case, trains they basically go directly from the residential place to the commercial place, but we will have a look at those later on in the video. And buses would go in through this hub here basically. And we will also have a better look at those later in the video. There's also a highway here which takes quite a lot of people by car over to the commercial area, and we have had so much work done on that to make it flow properly. So basically residential people that can go over to the commercial area here, and up on the right here we have the industrial area where all the goods basically are being created and sent down to the commercial area down here. Yeah, they basically get enough goods. Yeah, basically the industrial area has pretty much no issues filling up this place here with goods, which is really nice. The commercial area is connected to the industrial area And over here up in the left we have the forest industry, which basically provides goods to the normal industry. And this forest industry, it provides a bit of goods, but not everything, because this industrial place doesn't need all that much wood, I suppose. So they export quite a lot of goods, and the industry imports quite a bit of goods, but it also exports. So they work together, but they do export and import some stuff through this harbor up here. The forest industry is basically connected to the outside, and the industrial industry has just one connection to the outside, which is pretty heavily used. Otherwise, this here is the main connection to the outside through the forest, through these highways here, which you can see are pretty heavily used, especially this one here. That goes all the way over here, when it basically goes underground, and up here straight into the forest place. We have the sewage part up here, which basically covers the water needs and the sewage needs for the city here. It basically covers the forest industry place, the residential place, and the commercial place, with all the necessary resources. I can't even say that word. What do I say? Water and sewage stuff. It basically covers all that, also cleans the water quite a bit to be let out in the ocean again. On the opposite side of this, we have the water pumping stations and outlets here for the industry. And I on purpose made these a bit more heavy on the pollution to make it a bit more interesting, I guess. Yeah, basically the industry is dirty and lets out a bunch of dirty water, which I guess is pretty realistic, because I guess that's how it works in real life as well. Basically these three chunks here, commercial, residential and forest industry, is connected. They're connected via sewage pipes and water pipes. And they are connected via power, basically being generated by these four here. These solar updraft power, I exchanged these for solar panels to take quite a bit less space and also look a bit more, yeah, what do I call it? High quality or a bit more fancy, I suppose. They look quite nice next to the forest here. So yeah, before I start rambling on way too much, let's follow along a truck here. I won't unpause, but we can do it manually here. Let's say we grow a tree here, and the tree is being chopped down, laid on a truck, and the truck then drives out to this highway here, goes along the highway all the way through here. You can see how much traffic there is, and basically picks one of these 2, 3 here actually. And let's say we take this one here in the center. It goes out here, dumps its stuff on the cargo train terminal, gets picked up by a train, runs through this track here towards the industrial zone, which lands on one of these trucks going to the cargo train terminals, which turns it into cargo trains, which goes to the cargo train terminal on the other side, which turns it into a truck that then drives to its destination. Basically, I just wanted to use cargo trains for transporting most of the goods. I could just have had normal highways in between here, but I thought that would be pretty boring. Also, we would more or less instantly reach the limit of vehicles, because I've tried that before with around the same amount of population, and I had that issue pretty much instantly where the vehicle limitations were reached. Then your tree comes here on a truck, gets delivered to a factory, being produced into some goods. That is then transported by another truck to the cargo train terminals over here. That is then being loaded up on a cargo train, transported all the way over to the cargo train terminals over here. It is then being turned into a truck or a goodie van thingy. I don't even know what these vans are here. Basically transporting the goods the final distance over to their shops, where they can be sold to customers from the residential place here. So we basically have a ongoing circle kind of deal here, combined with a little bit of import and export and stuff like that. So then we have our residential people here living, and they can travel, as I said here, through this road here, which is pretty heavily populated always, but has a very nice flow, which will keep it from stacking up cars. We also have this pretty much, what I would call this is a transportation hub, manually made without the all new mass transit stuff. For some reason I did this instead. I have no idea why, but I kinda like it, so I stuck with it. This highway here is limited to only buses, because we actually have over 300 buses in use. And they go in here to their respective, I don't even know how you say that, but they go into their specific lane and picks up their people. Every chunk here of residential land, and same with the commercial here, has their own specific lane here that picks up people or leaves people here. They can then go up on this pavement road thingy here in the air and go to the next bus station where they want to travel. It basically makes every people go here and then switch to the correct bus. So basically we have metros here as well. These metros go straight out to the working places as well as the forest industry here, so that people can get to work. However, this system is flawed for some reason and people don't tend to use it very much. We have around, I know this weekly usage here is quite weird in Cities Skylines, but I'm just gonna follow the numbers, and we have around 250 people per week. On the buses we have almost 2.8k people a week. It goes anywhere from 2.5k to 3.5k basically. And I'm gonna show you the lines here, basically what I was talking about before. The lines goes, yeah, everything originates from these tracks here on the hub, and they then go out to their specific place. And as you can see here, this one is, for example, the red chunk, this is the white chunk, this is the yellow chunk here in the residential area, teal, I think, purple or just blue, I don't know, the black one, and this one doesn't have any yet, so this could be expanded. However, I wanted some people to still use the car, so I basically let these people do that. We also have the train tracks, and they basically go from having, you have basically one train station on each chunk of residential place over here, just as with the bus hubs. Then they have one line, just one line covering everything here, with a bunch of trains. Let me see, can we see how many trains? 30 trains basically, that's quite a lot. And they go over through here in the center to the commercial place where they are distributed on the train tracks that are with the assets that I've used here basically. So if I hold on that, you should be able to see it blinking, hopefully. You can see it basically covers everything here. Yeah, and it's quite nice. It takes around 800 people a week. So now I think we have covered the public transportation methods here. If you have any questions, feel free. Water break. Yeah, so basically if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments as always. So I ended up not using these two. Originally they were connected here for import and export, and I think they would have been used if the train tracks, or basically the outside connections here, out here going to the train tracks, if they would not have been glitched, I think we would have used them, but instead I removed them and we saved a bit of cash, and it still seems to work. The forest industry has this little bit here of a hub, I could say. It's basically just the same hub that we have everywhere else, but it's connected. It's being very heavily used by the forest industry, and it's then connected straight out to the cargo hubs here, where they can export and import goods basically. And it's being very heavily used, which is really nice. Then this cargo hub here is being used for import and export, mostly export I would say, but sometimes there are waves of import as well when the forest industry can't keep up basically. I think I've covered everything. It's basically a complete system working together in various interesting ways, and pretty much not so efficient. We had a lot of problems in the beginning with the AI acting really weird, so I got a lot of help from everyone watching, and we figured out some good ways to fix it, basically using the improved AI functionality in the Traffic Manager President Edition. Basically we used that mod to improve the AI, a really huge difference on lane coverage here, as well as the way vehicles picked their lanes, because we have really high capacity here and they still managed to get stuck in big lines. But now since the mod is enabled, it works really great. We had to do some minor micromanagement here on, for example, the entrance here, to get it to flow really nice, and after doing that, a really perfect flow, the best flow I've ever seen in Cities Skylines basically. And I think we also did the same over here basically to get some better flow here, and it works really nice. I don't know if you can see it now in action. We would have like lines covering the entire map without this mod. Also here, the basically splitting up all the trucks here. Now we have some lines here because the city is just expanding and adapting to the whole thing. But usually we have pretty nice usage here. So other than that, I don't know exactly what more I'm supposed to cover. Basically, if you have any questions, then just leave them down in the comments and I will answer as quick as I can. Don't feel afraid about posting anything. I just think it's really fun and interesting to have discussions. Yeah, of course, the whole save and all that will be available for download in the description. So download it and do whatever you feel like. I don't care whatever you do. You can spawn a bunch of disasters. There we go. Take a big ass, I don't know, put one there. Play around with it, improve it. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff to improve here. Far from complete, but I feel as if it's complete enough for me to release it and feel rather pleased with it. I usually don't really ask for this, but if you have enjoyed this series so far, feel free to leave a comment, like and subscribe and all that. Just basically any kind of support is so much appreciated. As always, a big thanks for watching, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next series that we're going to start very soon. It's basically going to be on a city where I play without unlimited money, and we're going to try and build it a bit more interesting and hopefully a bit more realistic. So have an awesome day and take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.